Hello, everybody. This is your storyteller, Shefali Chopra. I know it's been a long time, but कभी-कभी गैप ले लेना चाहिए और फिर ऐसे धमाकेदार कहानियां लानी चाहिए जो हम सबको बहुत इंस्पायर करती हैं. Today I have this amazing guest with amazing, and you will be so happy to know so much more about him in the conversation we're just going to make. I welcome Mr. Avinash Anand Singh. He's India's leading coach on growth mindset, subconscious mind, and rapid transformation. There is so much more to his profile that we will only discover as I speak to him. So, welcome, Avinash.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Shafali for inviting. Great pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited. When I saw your profile, I was like, oh my God, मैं क्या बोलूं और क्या ना बोलूं. There is so much in your profile, but there is something special that I would
Right.
like to read out of your profile, if you would permit me. Because
Please.
profiles तो सबके होते हैं, but ऐसा profile
Hmm.
मैं लोगों को ये बताना चाहती हूँ, he has done so many programs, endless programs, but what is interesting is the feedback that he's received. Avinash, a transformational coach, really walks the talk. His sessions are intense and magical. He truly transforms people in his sessions. The best part is that he stays in touch with the participants and handholds them till they are able to apply the tools and see the results. This was from Apollo Hospitals, just in case you have forgotten. Yeah, because we sometimes forget what people write about us. And somebody said
Hmm.
Avinash is an amazing soul that makes him a great coach and a true guide. I greatly admire his high energy, enthusiasm, and passion. Personally, I have found his work of great value and I have used it in the company and has got great results and great feedback. Avinash is a great guy and his courses are very impactful. So these are the kind of reviews people have written. Of course, there are zillion kind of reviews like this, but I just read two for the benefit of the people who are going to listen to us. um, अविनाश जी कैसा लग रहा है आपको आई मीन यहाँ इस मुकाम तक पहुंचना um, बहुत आई एम श्योर इट्स अ ग्रेट फीलिंग बट मैं आपकी कहानी कहते हैं ना शुरू से शुरू करते हैं मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ वेयर डू यू कम फ्रॉम आपकी स्कूलिंग कहाँ थी आप कहाँ पे पढ़े और मतलब और फिर ऑब्वियसली आज जहाँ हैं ये कभी आपने
Hmm.
सोचा था कि आप कभी ऐसा करेंगे
Right. Thank you so much, Shafali. I come from a place called as Jharkhand, Bokaro city. डैड मॉम वहाँ पे ही थे हमारा गांव विलेज है बिहार गया से हम बिलोंग करते हैं डैड शिफ्टेड टू बोकारो फॉर हिज वर्क बोकारो स्टील प्लांट में तो हमारी स्कूलिंग तो वहीं से हुई थी 2003 के आसपास आई केम टू पुणे फॉर माई ग्रेजुएशन और उसके बाद पुणे आने के बाद पुणे रह गए फिर उसके बाद वापस लौटना नहीं हुआ आई लव द प्लेस पुणे वॉज देन वेरी ब्यूटिफुल अभी भी काफ़ी पर ट्रैफिक तो बढ़ गया पहले से थोड़ा सा कंजेशन हो चुका है बट अमेजिंग प्लेस टू स्टे तो ये जर्नी रहा था बट इन द जर्नी ऑफ स्कूलिंग so I typically was a very average kid from the house मतलब वो सिस्टम था कि भाई पढ़ाई करो जॉब करो एंड शादी होगी बच्चे होंगे लाइफ सेटल तो दिस इज वाज व्हाट वाज द प्लेटफॉर्म करियर पाथ पीपल जनरली टुक फॉर मी I never thought that what I'll do in the future, that was not very clear. And I think that's the beauty of it. You never know very clearly what exactly will happen. But then same time, आपको अपना intention बनाना होता है. So for me, what happened was, I had a lot of inferiority complex inside me, and given that, हमारे तरफ English बहुत strong आपकी नहीं होती है. You're not say very smart. You're not very very intelligent. या आप बहुत ही studies में excel नहीं कर रहे हो. So typically the feedback you get is, okay, look at your marks right now, and given the marks you have, average kid. Though typically that's the conditioning we go through. For me also the same thing happened, So it kind of these feedback from the school and people, and then the comparison. You must be knowing, right, how comparison happens. कि भाई उसका बच्चा देखो क्या कर रहा है, and then बगल वाला अगल बगल आंटी अंकल
ये तो
ना
सबसे
पूछ
बड़ा रोग है, क्या कहेंगे लोग?
रहे
You
लोग,
know,
बिल्कुल
yeah, I know, I can understand, I know exactly where this is coming from. And जो आपने ये बात बताया कि भाई कॉम्प्लेक्स विद इंग्लिश, और सच पूछो तो अविनाश, अंग्रेजी हमारी मातृभाषा तो है ही नहीं। तो
राइट,
मगर दैट इन्फ्लुएंस वाज सो स्ट्रांग कि हमें अंग्रेजी आनी
एब्सोल्युटली,
चाहिए। और
एब्सोल्युटली,
कोई अगर गलत वर्ड इधर से उधर हो गया तो लोग हंस भी देते हैं। उस टाइम लगता है मैं
बिल्कुल,
चुप ही
बिल्कुल,
रहूँ, मैं कुछ बोलूँ ही ना, ऐसी भी फीलिंग
बिल्कुल,
होती है। I can
बिल्कुल,
completely relate to everything that you are saying, you know, completely. And ये बिल्कुल बात सही है कि वो एवरेज जो होता है तो सब हर इंसान यही कहते हैं, भाई मैं काम कर लूँ, मैं सेटल हो जाऊँ, मेरी शादी हो जाए, मेरे बच्चे हो जाएँ, दिस इज माय लाइफ।
हुँ,
Was
हुँ, हुँ,
that dream that was given to us when we were growing up?
राइट, कंप्लीटली, कंप्लीटली। तो ये हुआ, एंड बट इस सारे प्रोसेस में ना मेरे अंदर एक क्वेश्चन था, एंड द क्वेश्चन वाज़ कि दैट yeah, perfect, yeah. So the question was that, are we all designed like this? Normal people, average people, and then some people who you see on the top in their field, they may be the best people. Sports हो गए या अलग areas हो गए life के. What about those people? So is God biased कि कुछ लोग तो बहुत smart, बहुत intelligent हैं और कुछ लोग नहीं हैं? So that question was for me inside for a long point of time, and I think that question shaped the journey of my life, because when I came to Pune, uh, with all this negativity, and you suffocate inside, आपको कुछ करना है and you want to build something, but so much of conditioning, all of that, it completely clutters your mind. But that question led me to kind of search that what is the truth about who we are. You know, am I born like this? Are we just average people, or there's something more to the story we do not know of? And that question, when I came to Pune, led me to understand, study more about the mind, why people perform the way they perform, why some people become talented, they become very successful, some are not. Was the missing link here? And that led me to the journey of understanding about the mind and how our life is a projection of our mind. The thoughts we carry, the beliefs we carry, is what life becomes for us. But given we are conscious and willing to do the work to change the belief system, you completely can create a different life for yourself. That was a discovery for me. But coming back, बचपन में ये तो था, कभी दिन में कुछ बड़ा करना है लाइफ में, क्या करना मालूम नहीं था. But I'm so happy the work I do today, because it is about human transformation. And I think when people ask me, I say that the first student in my work was me myself. मेरी खुद की journey was, मतलब I learned things to implement on myself. And then when I understood things, I said, now it's good time to go ahead and help other people, maybe who have the same kind of challenges, to also work for them and help them to break through as well. So that has been the kind of a story, Shifali ji, from the background. Yeah.
That's a very interesting story. When you were talking to me about how you felt, and my word that I picked up was जब आपने अपने अंदर देखा,
Hmm.
अपने अंदर झांका, और आपको वहां जवाब मिलने शुरू हो गए।
Hmm.
And once you start getting your answers, but you know, ये जो अंदर झांकने का प्रोसेस होता है,
Hmm.
इट्स अ वेरी डीप इट्स अ वेरी डीप प्रोसेस। आजकल की लाइफ में, लेट्स रिलेटेड टू आजकल की लाइफ, आजकल की लाइफ में अविनाश, लोगों के पास टाइम ही कहाँ है, वो अपने अंदर झांक ही नहीं रहे। दैट कनेक्शन इज मिसिंग, and that's the
True.
reason, at least I feel, that there is so much
Hmm.
stress, there is
Hmm.
depression, people are running around like crazy buffoons because
Hmm.
headless chickens, and in a
Hmm.
direction they probably don't even know. And
Hmm.
when you talk about subconscious um, power that we
Hmm.
have, I really want you to speak to me about this thing. Ki, how does that subconscious power or the force impacts us in our day-to-day
Hmm.
life? And how can we
Right.
work or tweak towards it? Because
Sure.
हर चीज़ का
So
हम वो तो निकाल लेंगे, मगर हल भी तो चाहिए।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. You see, while growing up, पहले 7-8 साल आप देखोगे कि हमारा सोचने का एबिलिटी बहुत कम होता है. द किड डजंट हैव अ वेरी डेवलप हायर कॉग्निटिव फंक्शन. मतलब इंटेलिजेंस, डिसर्निंग, रैशनलिज्म, वो सब चीजें होती नहीं हमारे अंदर. बच्चा क्या करता है, जो सुन रहे हैं हम मॉम डैड से, स्कूल से, सोसाइटी से, वी कीप एब्जॉर्बिंग इट. तो पहला 7-8 साल हम एब्जॉर्ब कर रहे हैं चीजों को, गुड एंड बैड बोथ. ना होता क्या है कि जो हमारा सबकॉन्शियस माइंड है, एंड द वर्ड सबकॉन्शियस मींस बिलो द कॉन्शियस, सबकॉन्शियस, the subconscious mind is what we know with science is around 95% of the mind. So all your behaviors, all your actions, your emotional patterns, all of this are subconscious in a way, right? For example, the way people have habits, these are subconscious in nature. Once you have built a habit, you don't have to really go back and again try to learn something, do it again. It's a very automatic function for you. अब हो क्या रहा है, पहले 7-8 साल में people have picked up a lot of behavior. For example, walking. I learned walking and I picked up, now it has become subconscious me. Good one, nothing to worry about this part. I picked up how to walk, how to talk. अब जिस फैमिली में मैं हूँ, I learned that accent, that language. So very good, nothing to worry about, nothing bad about this part. So speaking, learning, walking, driving, we learn these things which are very important, and these are subconscious function. But with all of this, we also learn something about beliefs. What is life? Is life good or bad? Is life difficult or life is easy? Is money hard to earn? Is money easy to earn? Am I good? Am I bad? We also are given belief systems in the first few years of life, given the family I'm born in or the society I'm born in. Now, this belief, when I pick up, which is nothing but a conclusion, it's not a fact of life. When I say life is difficult, it's a conclusion I have. Somebody can have a conclusion, life is easy to live. But in the first 7 years, we pick up belief system. And then those belief system become subconscious, automatic, and then most people in the entire life, they never go back and investigate the beliefs they are carrying about themselves, about life as well. अब होता क्या है, once the belief is formed in subconscious mind, which is the 95% of the mind, then your automatic thought which comes in, without even your awareness, is coming from that belief system. Your behavior, what can you do, what you can't do, that all that is influenced by the subconscious as well. So, and I like to give you an example here to make this point more clear for the people who are listening. Imagine this, and I give this very simple example. It defines the concept very well. If somebody is born in a, say, people who are watching right now, you are born in a one family currently, and there's a current life you're living, good, bad, we do not know. It's a life we have. But imagine you were born in your current family, and I picked you up from your family 3 months after of you being born, and I place you in the family of, say, very successful people, rich people, educated people, and you're going to grow up in that family. Now, if that happens, 30 years down the line, the life you have currently is possibly completely different than what will happen in that possibility, that life.
Absolutely.
Similarly, imagine the third situation. You're born in your family. 3 months after, I picked you from your family and I placed you in the family of very poor people. No food, no education, struggle, difficulty, challenges. Now, as you grow up in that family, down the line 30 years, your current life would not be the same as possible in these first two situations. Which means then, in all three situations, though you are born the same person, same brain, same gender, same eyes, same body, but down the line 30 years, your reality is completely different. And if I ask you why, you would say the environment I got while growing up. So your environment, the people you're exposed to, the ideas, the belief systems, all that shaped your mindset, the way you look at things, the way you see possibilities, the way you define yourself. And then we live entire life with those lenses we have picked up while growing up. And
Wow.
if somebody has picked up a red glass, they will see the world as red. Somebody
Absolutely.
picking up a yellow glass will see the world as yellow. Now, the world is filled with all the colors. The world is filled with all the colors. But as per my glass, I see only a certain color in the world outside.
Right.
So people who say life is difficult, now they will endlessly see difficulty all around, because now we know with science as well, neuroscience, that it's not that what you see that you believe in. What
Right.
you believe about things is what you see outside. So I think belief which forms up in the first 7-8 years is possibly the single most important factor how people life shapes up in a way. And these beliefs are subconscious, the part of the mind which is not conscious, and they are automatically in a hidden way driving our behavior, our actions, what we do, what we don't do, what we go for, what we don't go for, and all of that part, you know. So I hope this gives some bit of understanding on this part, on this point. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's given me immense amount of information and understanding. Uh, but my next question to you would be that when we are young, our thought
Hmm.
processes are different. Yeah, and as you said, we are like picking up things. We are like a
Hmm.
sponge. Okay,
Hmm.
so we
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
absorbing consistently. यहाँ से उधर से families, society, school, college, whatever, rampantly. Okay, now I cut the picture here and I take it forward. And
Hmm.
I take it to somebody who is about 40 years old.
Hmm.
I realize I have, my own flaws and there is my journey and I'm carrying a certain amount of baggage with me. And, there is so much I have learned in life. I have a lot of regrets. I have a lot of learning. I have things that I want to change. Now, what do I do? I mean, what should we do? Of course, जो आ गया है, जो absorb किया है, वो stage तो finish हो गई. But now, as we say, 40 is the new 20. We keep hearing
Hmm.
these kind of
Hmm.
comments. But I need to
Right.
understand, how can we, as people, train our mind or
Hmm.
rewire our programming and make our lives better?
Yeah. Beautiful. So, शिफाली जी, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट काम है आई थिंक, एंड इट्स अ वर्क फॉर अ लाइफ टाइम, जो आप देखोगे स्पिरिचुअल एजुकेशन में भी दिया जाता है, साइंस भी कह रही है, इज द इज द एबिलिटी ऑफ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, राइट? डेवलपिंग अवेयरनेस कि what is your belief you're holding for yourself. Now, belief about what? The most fundamental belief we carry is about myself. Who am I as a person? If you ask
Yes,
an ordinary person, they would say, you are an ordinary human being, right? But you ask a
absolutely.
Buddha, you ask a Christ, you ask a great yogi, they would say, you are Param Brahma, you are the quote, Aham
Extraordinary.
Brahmasmi. They would say,
Yeah,
you are one with the entire cosmos. So then the question is, what is my belief I have picked up about myself? That's the starting point. Until and unless you do not question the belief you're holding about yourself, it will always limit your potential. So I feel सबसे जो important काम है is to develop self-awareness. Why I do what I'm doing, why I think the way I'm thinking, why I believe about something, what I'm believing about something, and then moment you start becoming aware, what is my belief on myself, what is my belief about life. Now you say age 40, people say 40 is the 20. Now a lot of people at 40, 50, when they come in, they would say, oh, life is almost now on finishing, like retirement ho gaya, cheezein ab khatam ho rahi hai. But now if you look at the data in the world, uh, around 50, 60 is where a lot of people start living a new life. They start following what is their passion, they write books, they go and build new stuff. In fact, a lot of people become billionaires after age 60, because with so much experience you have now, you can do things differently. So I think moment I start becoming aware, what is my limitation and why it is my limitation, what is the belief backing this up, right? Moment I say, oh, I'm aged now, I'm a 60, 70-year old, but then are there people in the world right now who at age 60 they're following a new passion in life, and they are maybe doing something which their heart appeals to. So I think self-awareness, introspection, you know is very important to start the entire journey of change. And moment you start doing that, uh, start questioning yourself that why I'm doing something or not doing something, what is the belief from the behind it, what is my unconscious belief, like what Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, says.
yeah.
He says, until you make the unconscious conscious, right, it will direct your life and you'll call it as your fate. मैं तो नसीब ही ऐसा है. It's not your nasib possibly, but it's possibly the belief you're holding which you have never uncovered and changed for yourself. So I think the first step, coming back to the question, is becoming aware of your own deep held subconscious belief system. And the way is that you take a pause and start questioning yourself, right? If I feel that I can't do big in my life, I have to ask myself, why do I feel that? Where this belief is coming from? Oh, because I was told that we are ordinary people. But is this a fact? Or is this assumption somebody has made and they have passed on to me possibly, So self-awareness, very important, number one. Number two, once you build the self-awareness, second point is now consciously finding reasons to, cancel that belief. Do you have contrary evidence outside which says, yeah, this belief is not true? Because belief to conclusion eventually, a story हमने बनाया हुआ है,
True.
life is difficult, a story. Life is easy, is also a story, right? So can I then find contrary evidence in the world outside which will say, yeah, ये belief तो सही नहीं है possibly. And then third step would be, what can be an empowering belief which I can hold for myself, which possibly gives me an opening to a new potential, to a new journey of life, So
Brilliant.
self-awareness, finding reasons to counter the first belief, and then building new belief. These three step, possibly if somebody does it, I feel, people say, how do I know I still have potential in this life? My answer is simple. If you're alive, which means you have potential, you have time as well. आपका जब जर्नी खत्म होगा तो लाइफ आपको यहां से बाहर निकाल लेगी. till the
वो पता
point
चल
you are
जाएगा
here
हमें.
till the point you are here, life wants that you still have an expression left. And I think the biggest of all life purposes, to express yourself fully. If you're a flower, can you bloom completely, given what is that you feel is the gift you can give to the world right now, and mostly people have that, that urgent side. They know they're good at something, and a lot of time we do not do that because we feel, what if I fail? Log kya bolenge? Will I be recognized? So a lot of these questions binds people. Whereas the issue is, if this is what your calling is, you do for the sake of it, not because something else will give you, money or acknowledgement. Moment you let your expression happens completely, I think you are aligned to the universe. And then what shows up is incredible joy of life.
Wow, that's tremendous what you just said. Absolutely mind blowing. And the thing that I feel is that वो कहते हैं ना, we have the power to change our own story. I firmly
Right.
believe in this, and there are times when people hesitate to change their own story. Maybe as
Mm,
again, once again, they have that limited belief system. And very beautifully, I'd heard somebody say, a musician say, um, it's like, oh, somebody asked him, "You're not making new music." He says, "It doesn't matter. I am going to enjoy music as long there is music inside me." So I think it's
absolutely.
very important कि वो music alive रहना चाहिए within us, and
बिल्कुल,
it's
बिल्कुल.
possible that we keep that alive. And in
Hmm.
your own, when you have these powerful sessions, you're also an EFT coach. You have also done pranic healing. You've done many other
Yes.
courses that heal people. Also clinical psychology, if I'm not mistaken. So I realized that all these are tools that can help
Hmm.
you, change or transform
Hmm.
from what you are to what you can become. And the possibilities are million. But that little focus and determination and consistency that you must have in your own self, in your own routine, makes all the difference. Oh, I always
Complete.
quote this wherever I go. I said, वो कोई आदमी कोई वो कहते हैं सुनार, goldsmith is working on
Hmm.
something, constantly tuk 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 tuk, and later on something else beautifully transforms. So it's not like वो एक टुक हुआ और वो beautiful हो गया. It's that
हो गया.
consistent
बिल्कुल.
टुक टुक that
बिल्कुल,
एक दिन
बिल्कुल,
अलग ही हो जाता है. So I think,
बिल्कुल.
according to me as a layman, or according to many people who would want to understand, key is the consistency on, that's the only key, or there are many other aspects to it. Because I know of a lot of people, they say, यार मैं तो लगा हुआ हूँ, मैं तो कर रहा हूँ इतनी
Hmm.
मेहनत, मगर कुछ निकल के
Hmm.
नहीं आ रहा.
निकल के नहीं
So
आ
what
रहा.
kind of thing would you like to tell people जो
Yeah.
struggle कर रहे हैं, फंसे हुए हैं, और उनका कुछ हो नहीं
Hmm.
रहा?
Hmm. एक मुझे एक जैन की एक कोट है, बहुत प्यारी कोट है. वो कहता है कि देयर इज नो ऑब्स्टिकल ऑन द पाथ, ऑब्स्टिकल इज द पाथ. यू नो तो हम ना वो स्ट्रगल जो कर रहे हैं वो स्ट्रगल ही लाइफ का हिस्सा है, वही लाइफ का जर्नी भी इनफैक्ट है. क्योंकि वो स्ट्रगल है या जॉय है, अगेन परसेप्शन डिफाइन करता है. बट कमिंग बैक टू द पॉइंट यू आस्क, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. तो बहुत बार क्या होता है कि यदि हम कुछ काम कर, पहला मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि जो हमारा लाइफ है ना, इट इज अ वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस. आप कभी नहीं बोलोगे यार मेरा परफेक्शन रीच हो गया, वो इम्पॉसिबल है. वो आप सोच रहे हो तो आप इल्यूजन में हो. हम लोग
Yeah,
वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस है. बस इस वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस में आप अलग अलग लेवल पे जाते जा रहे हो. एंड जितना आप वर्क कर रहे हो खुद के ऊपर, उतनी आपकी लाइफ की जॉय नजर निकल के आती है. नाउ आई फील द टू एस्पेक्ट्स मैं यहाँ पे बोलना चाहूंगा. आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा, पहला एस्पेक्ट है कि जो हम वर्क कर रहे हैं, तो जैसे एक बहुत प्यारी बुक है कॉल एज पीक परफॉर्मेंस बाय समबडी कॉल एज एंडरसन, रिसर्चर एंडरसन.
right.
And this book he mentions about that only doing the work is not going to get you the results. Are you improvising? Are you improving in the journey? यदि मैं हर दिन मैं 2 किलोमीटर रन करता हूं, तो 10 साल के बाद मैं चैंपियन नहीं बन जाऊंगा. अदरवाइज जितने लोग क्रिकेट खेल रहे होते 20 साल से गली क्रिकेट, सबको वर्ल्ड क्लास क्रिकेटर बन जाते. व्हाट ही सेज इज what he says is, are you evaluating your performance? Are
Right.
you challenging yourself to grow higher from it? कि यदि मैंने
Wow.
आज 1 किलोमीटर रन किया 20 मिनट में, कैन आई मेक इन 15 मिनट टुमारो? तो
Yeah.
आर यू चैलेंजिंग टू इंप्रूव टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल? सो सेल्फ चैलेंजिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अदरवाइज जस्ट बाय डूइंग समथिंग, वो कहते हैं ना, वो एक कोट है कि व्हाट इज इंसैनिटी? डूइंग समथिंग, डूइंग द सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, एक्सपेक्टिंग अ डिफरेंट रिजल्ट.
That's true.
तो होगा नहीं. वो तो हम लाइक सेम ही चीज कर रहे हैं. तो पहला आई थिंक ये है कि लोगों को समझना ये है कि आप जो वर्क कर रहे हो उसमें आर यू अपग्रेडिंग योर परफॉर्मेंस, या हम सेम चीज को रिपीट करते जा रहे हैं बहुत बार. सो
Right.
नो अगेन एक बहुत प्यारा, दिस आई लव दिस कोट्स बिकॉज़ दे डिफाइन सो मच
So
इन
do
वन टू
I.
लाइन.
I love quotes. I love them. And, I think they
तो
inspire us every time we
एब्सोल्युटली,
look at them. Yeah.
एब्सोल्युटली. सो एक कोट में एक और कोट है, वो कहता है कि इफ यू वांट समथिंग यू नेवर हैड, डू समथिंग यू हैव नेवर डन.
Yes.
सो मुझे लगता है कि पहला तो वो है कि हमें समझना है कि जो हम वर्क कर रहे हैं उसमें एम आई इम्प्रूविंग, एम आई सेल्फ चैलेंजिंग एंड अपग्रेडिंग माई परफॉर्मेंस. नंबर वन. नंबर टू, बहुत बार मैंने क्या नोटिस किया अपने वर्क में भी विद लॉट ऑफ पीपल, तो ना जो हम सक्सेस की बात करते हैं, इट्स नॉट अ आइसोलेशन, एफर्ट इन आइसोलेशन. इट इज अ मिक्स ऑफ मल्टीपल फैक्टर. नंबर वन, व्हाट इज माई फिजिकल एक्शन? क्या मैं फिजिकली एक्ट कर रहा हूं? एम आई, लुक, आई हैव अ लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज एंड आई फील आई कैन चेंज पीपल, but am I doing the physical work required to build a system, build a workshop, spread the work, market it in the market,
Yeah.
spread in social media? Am I learning those skill set? Because मुझे लगता है कि देखो, बहुत बार में लगता है कि यार मुझे तो बहुत मालूम है, मैं इतना क्यों सेल करूं, मैं इतना क्यों
Yeah.
अग्रेसिवली पिच करूं, let people come in. तो मैं
Yeah.
एग्जांपल देता हूं. जब गौतम बुद्ध को एनलाइटमेंट हुआ, तो
हाँ.
उनके जो 5 डिसाइपल थे वो उनके साथ थे बहुत दिनों तक.
वो गए
फिर
हर
वो
जगह.
फिर वो बोले कि यार ये तो इंसान तो हो ही नहीं रहा एनलाइटमेंट, तो यार ये लगता है
हाँ.
ये इंसान फेक है. एंड दे मूव्ड आउट, दे चले गए
हाँ.
वो छोड़ के.
True.
एंड फिर
Yeah.
वो फुल मून के दिन गौतम बुद्ध का एनलाइटमेंट हो गया.
Right.
After becoming enlightened, he said, where is my five disciples? So they were not there. He traveled to Sarnath in Varanasi to
Right.
find those 5 people and then gave him the learning. Uske baad Gautam Buddha spent 30 years walking across India to spread the teachings. तो मैं बोलता यार, जब उतने बड़े जो गुरु हुए, इतने सिद्ध पुरुष थे, उन्होंने इतना
Wow.
एफर्ट दिया, या लॉर्ड क्राइस्ट या प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद, तो ये हम किस खेत के मूली हैं? तो मुझे लगता है कि फिजिकल एक्शन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि क्या मैं अपने वर्ड को स्प्रेड कर रहा हूं. अच्छा, आप कुछ
Fantastic.
गलत कर रहे हो, कुछ आप गलत काम कर रहे हो, आपको एफर्ट डालना ही नहीं है, अपने आप वायरल होगा वो गलत काम, बहुत जल्दी वायरल होगा. अच्छा काम कर रहे हो तो आपको बहुत जद्दोजहद करना पड़ेगा, बहुत एफर्ट डालना पड़ेगा. वो अच्छा, वो नेचर ही वैसा है. सच्चाई जो एक ऑनेस्टी है, एक अच्छा वर्क है, इट टेक्स टाइम टू स्प्रेड. वो कहते हैं ना कि द लाई कैन ट्रैवल हाफ अराउंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड एंड द ट्रुथ इज स्टिल पुटिंग ऑन द शूज, समथिंग लाइक दैट कोट कहते हैं. तो पहला आई थिंक वो है फिजिकल एक्शन आपका किस लेवल पे है. सेकंड, बहुत बार हमारा फिजिकल एक्शन बहुत अच्छा है, इमोशनली वी गो टू अ नेगेटिव स्टेट. हम सेल कर रहे हैं, हम गिल्ट में, हम रिग्रेट में, हमने पास्ट का नेगेटिव इमोशन कैरी किया हुआ है. तो हमारा फिजिकल एक्शन बहुत अच्छा है, हमारा इमोशनल वाइब्रेशन बहुत लो हो चुका है. यदि आप इमोशनली लो हो, आप कर रहे हो, आप गिल्टी फील करते हो, आप रिग्रेट फील कर रहे हो, सैड फील कर रहे हो, मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है, then
हाँ.
physically you are very good, emotionally you have a lower frequency. So
Oh.
when you see the way nature works is like energy attracts energy. आप अभी आपने
Absolute.
शेफाली जी एक चम्मच लेके आपने शुगर डाल दिया फ्लोर के ऊपर,
Yeah.
अब 1 घंटे के अंदर वहां पे चींटियां पहुंच जाएंगी. अब किसने
True.
चींटियों को व्हाट्सएप किया भाई कि यहाँ शक्कर आ जाओ? तो दिस इज द frequency of the energy that they can sense and they can reach out quickly. So
Absolutely.
there is a energy frequency we all are tuned to, which is, in a simplest language, they say like energy attracts like energy. तो मैंने
Absolutely.
क्या नोटिस किया, बहुत लोग बहुत हार्ड वर्क कर रहे हैं पर उनका
Yes.
इमोशंस बहुत नेगेटिव, वो हर समय एंगर में है, अब उन्होंने पास्ट को रिलीज नहीं किया हुआ है, तो उनकी जो इमोशनल वाइब्रेशन है ऑन अ
वो
स्लाइटली
लो
लोअर
है,
स्केल,
लो फ्रीक्वेंसी पे चल रही है.
लो फ्रीक्वेंसी पे चल रहे हैं. तो दूसरा ये हो गया. Now we know with science as well. If you look at the research in happiness, if people are more happy, the brain works much faster, and happiness is one quality which can make people get results, build relationship, heal the body. So the emotion, the power of positive emotions, very important, right? Second, third factor I feel, which is a very important factor, people have high energy. For example, look at these people, the जो जिम में वर्क करते हैं, एथलीट, जो जिम के जो ट्रेनर्स हो गए, एथलीट्स हो गए,
Yeah,
फिजिकली बहुत एक्शन उन्होंने किया, बॉडी बिल्ड है,
absolutely.
हाई एनर्जी है, इमोशनली दे आर फीलिंग जॉय, हैप्पीनेस, मेहनत कर रहे हैं, but still they don't have success. There
Wow.
comes a third factor, which is your mental factor, which is आपके belief system क्या है? Are you playing the game well at the level of the mind?
Yeah.
सो यदि मैं हार्डवर्क सिर्फ कर रहा हूं, हार्डवर्क विल नॉट अचीव सक्सेस. अदरवाइज जो बंदा उबर चला रहा है वो तो मिलियनर होता, दिन का 18 घंटा कार चला रहा है वो. इफ हार्डवर्क लीड्स टू ऑल द मनी, they
Yeah.
would have been the top people in a way. Am I
True.
using my mental strategy? Am I
Yeah.
using my mind to create something, build something? More importantly, what are my belief system? Am I saying यार कि जितना भी एफर्ट कर लो ना, अच्छाई की जीत नहीं होती है. अब मेरा
हाँ.
वो बिलीफ यदि है कि भाई पैसा कमा लो, पैसा तो प्रॉब्लम लेके आएगा लाइफ में,
हाँ.
जितनी चादर उतना पैर फैलाओ. अब ऐसे बिलीफ मैंने होल्ड किए हुए हैं, तो क्या होगा, आप एफर्ट पूरा डाल रहे हो, इमोशनली अच्छी बहुत आपकी है, बट आप मेंटल लेवल पे आउट ऑफ सिंक हो. तो
Wow.
कार की दो पहिया चल रही, ठीक, एक पहिया आउट ऑफ सिंक है, तो
Yeah.
वहां भी लोग कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में आते हैं. तो आई थिंक फिजिकल एक्शन, योर इमोशनल हाई एनर्जी, जॉय, हैप्पीनेस, ग्रेटिट्यूड, एंड तीसरा इज द राइट बिलीफ सिस्टम, कि यार यदि मैं एफर्ट डाल रहा हूं, you
Interesting.
know I have complete trust that ki life will show me the results, the results will
Absolutely.
come. And then comes the fourth factor, which is spiritual factor, कि what is your what is your faith. यदि आपका फेथ नहीं है नेचर के ऊपर, पेशेंस नहीं है, कहते हैं ना, साहिबा कहते हैं, श्रद्धा साबोरी, इन दो फैक्टर्स, सो व्हाट इज द लेवल ऑफ
This is very
स्पिरिचुअल
important. Yes.
एनर्जी यू हैव, फेथ कितना आपका, पेशेंस कितना आपके पास है.
Absolutely.
एंड मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली मुझे लगता है also a factor of karma. Are you generating good karma for yourself?
Yeah.
यदि मैं सोच रहा हूँ यार कि I want to become popular and name fame, but I have never in my life helped a single person to achieve a greater quality of life. So if I'm only very selfish कि मुझे growth चाहिए, दुनिया बाहर में जाए, so that way you will not, because we all are a connected beings.
We
So
are
what I
connected.
do to others, we do to ourselves. So I feel if
Absolutely.
somebody can align these four factors, your physical action, high energy emotionally, right mindset, right belief system, and then spiritually, I think
Wow.
mostly you will see great breakthrough happens. I've seen last 50 years of my work, people get results. They go through higher level of outcomes, results, understanding. चीजें होती है वहाँ पे, So I don't know if
That's
I've given a
brilliant.
long answer to the question, but I think these
That's,
four factors are very important.
that's brilliant. No, it's what you have done is you had given it in a nutshell, and there it is. And take it or leave it. अब इतने सारे quotes सुनाए. Let me also impress you. I think there is
Yes, please.
there is extraordinary extra in every ordinary.
Extra,
So I think that's very
absolutely,
important. We are
absolutely,
we may
absolutely.
think we're ordinary, but we just have to add that little extra to us, and that will be different, absolutely different and mind blowing when you realize that you have that kind of potential, and when you get all those four factors that you have mentioned about, it is like
Hmm.
wow. So I think
Hmm.
these are great things for people to think about, and when
मैं
especially
यहाँ पे I'll just also interrupt you and just put one more point here.
sure.
What I saw is a lot of people, they're doing very good work, and I find some people had a fear of failure. What if I fail? तो एक तो वो
Yeah,
फैक्टर जो लोगों को रोकता है, we know about it, right? Fear of failure. I also
absolutely.
found people had fear of success as well. कि what if I
Oh,
achieve success? वो name
acha.
fame मैं कैसे handle करूंगा? So
Oh my God.
subconsciously they become overwhelmed and they subconsciously push the idea away. Why I'm okay
Oh,
with what I'm having right now. I don't want to have that limelight, name and fame. And that is also a subconscious belief they carry.
right.
So at a subconscious level, there's so many factors. I had one lady who said, and in the work we discovered that she says, "Oh, I can't earn more than this." I say, "Why?" Because my father was earning this much only. I can't earn more than my father. So people had to believe that, you see, you can't go ahead in terms of income bypassing your dad's income. सो वो ना इतनी सारी मेंटल लेवल पे जो चीज़ें होती हैं, तो आई थिंक ना वो बहुत बार हमें जब तक हम उसको अनकवर नहीं कर रहे हैं ना, आई थिंक वी आर इन दैट, यू नो, एक वो एक होता है ना, हाथी के बच्चे पे पैर में चेन लगा दिया आपने,
हाँ
बच्चा
हाँ,
बहुत मजबूत है, वो बिल्डिंग तोड़ सकता है, पर वो चेन नहीं तोड़ पा रहा है,
नहीं तोड़
बिकॉज
पाए।
वो जो बिलीफ इतना स्ट्रांग बन चुका माइंड में कि इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल,
Absolutely.
और वहां पे हमें लिमिटेशन हमारी आ जाती है.
Perfect. I think, Avinash, the kind of experience that you have and the kind of hand holding that you have done for people, unko malum hai how powerful these tools are and how they have helped them in their journey. And मैं तो definitely I want to tell people that even a impossible has a possible in it. So there is nothing
Absolutely.
really impossible. Anything and
Hmm.
everything that you think you can, you will. But you that your
Hmm.
will has to be strong.
Very
I mean,
strong.
it's a little story, and everybody uses it, and so do I. Which is like a caterpillar really struggles, and it really thinks that
Hmm.
it's the end of the world. Little does it realize, ki, whoa, there, that's the beautiful me that got transformed into that beautiful butterfly. एंड लगे रहो,
Right.
डटे रहो, तुम्हारा वक्त आएगा, आएगा और आएगा.
आएगा.
But please use these tools because they will definitely, I mean, there are such great points that I'm carrying with me because it's such a big learning. You know, a lot of times we discuss things and those things subconsciously we have forgotten, and you have, you know, put them front, like in front of us.
Hmm.
And I think that is
Hmm.
so fantastic. And last but definitely not the least, Avinash, there are so many programs that keep happening from your end. What is the latest one coming? What's your upcoming series?
Uh, so you know, typically open workshops हम करते हैं, उसमें हमारा दो प्रोग्राम अभी we kind of focusing on. One is a session called as Abundance Mindset Intensive, which is a, you know, Zoom based session है हमारा. 12 सेशन होता है 24 घंटे का. इसमें we do the work of uncovering the subconscious belief, releasing people the past trauma they are carrying, changing behavioral patterns, all of that part. It's an online program. एंड उसके बाद जो एक लेवल 2 हम करते हैं, इट इज कॉल्ड एज बिकमिंग सुपर ह्यूमन, यू नो, दैट्स अ वेरी इंटेंस 3 नाइट 4 डे प्रोग्राम प्लस 2 months जूम सेशन. एंड वो मॉर्निंग 6 o'clock वी स्टार्ट एंड वी गो टिल नाइट 1 o'clock, यू नो. वो
Wow.
4 दिन आपका, इट्स सो इमर्सिव. And this may we go and understand about who am I? Are you the body? Are you the mind? Are you the consciousness? Are you the soul? Who am I? What is my true identity? And then
Fantastic.
concepts like epigenetics. How can you work on your genes? Quantum physics we bring in picture. So that is like how do you discover your own true abilities,
Lovely.
which are shared by the great teachers in the past. Also now with science, we know it's coming a big time. Like for example, you know, in epigenetics, there's a belief in science that यदि आपके family में diabetes है तो आपको भी diabetes होगा. You know, this is like a genetic issue है. Now we know with science that's not true. You may have those genes of diabetes which can cause diabetes, but it is your inner environment, your mindset, your belief system, your lifestyle that may trigger or not trigger the genes in a way, you know.
Absolutely.
So much of research has come in last 30 40 years of science. So how do you bring all of this to our life right now? And all of this is pointing towards one thing, which is who you are right now is nowhere closer to who you can be in the life, you know. वो कहते हैं ना,
Absolutely.
मैंने एक और एक कोट पढ़ा था कि what is true hell is when you meet the person who you could have become one day, you
Wow.
know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, this was my true possibility, and I just limited myself like this person, you know. And then there's
Wow.
another one in African tradition. They say, you know, amazing quote in African culture. They say, you know, my prayer for you is that when death finds you, may
Yes,
it
I've heard.
find you alive.
Yes, I've heard this one. Yeah.
Because
When
a
I
lot of
heard this
people,
for the first time, I thought, my
yeah,
God, it is so powerful.
so powerful,
It
right?
is so
So
powerful. I'm like, shucks. How can people think like that? And that's a fact. It's a fact.
yeah,
I mean, actually,
yeah,
you have to be alive to be able to experience that, you know. वो
true,
कहते हैं ना
true.
बहुत
So
सारे
the
लोग वो कहते हैं भाई somebody died at 80, वो कहते हैं भाई this fellow died at 50 but he
hmm,
was carrying on until 80. So it's that,
hmm, true, 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 true,
so
true.
it's
And
what you carry with you.
completely. So the work we do is our ideas. How do you expand this life? How do you have more fulfillment? Like, so आप शिफाली जी अभी आप podcast कर रहे हो, no? I'm sure कि you're doing this for one primary reason, which is it gives you so much joy, you know.
It
Now,
does.
success, growth,
That is
money,
me
all
beaming
is
every time
secondary.
I speak to you. Yeah, it does. It
Absolutely.
does.
So I think you are presenting in the world something which your heart appeals for. And that is the entire
Absolutely.
idea. Can I really, maximize my life quality? And in that process, maybe more goodness, more joy, more positive things present in the world right now. So I think that is what the purpose we have, that all who we are right now is a work in progress. There's so much more to us as a human being, as a spiritual being, but then there are limitations we have formed up, society limitations,
Yes.
mindset, family limitations. So how do we uncover all of this part, and how do you really go towards becoming a different version of you? You know, so that's the entire objective. That's the entire purpose. And in the journey, we meet some great people like you, and a lot of people. So blessed and grateful. Yeah,
Absolutely. This has been such a beautiful session. I have completely enjoyed it, Ashwin. I mean, sorry, Avinash. Avinash, I mean, I think if I come to Pune, my thing on the do list would be to come and meet you in person. And
absolutely. No, no, I'm
I
also
have
when I'm in
completely
Gurgaon, I'll be catching you up
enjoyed.
very soon.
You must. We must catch up. And I
Yeah,
think these were the beautiful pearls of wisdom that you have offered everybody. And I think if anybody wants to make slightest change in their own lives, just listening to you and imbibing by the same will definitely make a difference. Thank you so much
thank you,
for taking out time from your busy schedule. And
thank you
this
so much.
truly means a lot to me. And my dear friends, please make sure you watch this session because this is beautiful. और ये कुछ बातें ऐसी हैं जो आप बार बार सुनेंगे तो शायद आपको समझ आ जाए, आप इसको अपना
Hmm.
सकें, आप इससे सीख सकें, क्योंकि सीखने में कोई शर्म नहीं है और सीखने से ही ज़िंदगी आगे बढ़ती है। थैंक यू सो मच
Hmm.
एंड बाय फॉर नाउ।